Hopefully everybody can see and hear me clearly. Bryce Thompson on the check-in. Drop a 777 in the chat if you can see and hear me perfectly. You can see my beautiful face. Perfect. Look, this is one of those ones, right? This is one of those calls that I know, right? I know that you need to be on, but because you're on, you obviously know. But for those people that aren't on, they may not know. It's a lot boiling in this pot of success that we speak of as we speak. And the one thing I think that's going to kick it up a notch is exactly some of the information that's going to be shared tonight. So get back in your chats. Say Bryce is unleashing a new beast. David is unleashing a new beast, not just within us, but more importantly, within all of you. So get back in the chat and let them know this is one of those types of calls. This is one of those calls that really does it for me. Look, I'm here to tell you, I think everybody has one of those calls that really do it for them. And I'm not saying that this is going to be the call that does it for you, right? But I have a call. Like, I can really think back. It was a call specifically that David did, that he did in 2019, that really did it for me. Like, I was already in motion doing what I needed to do, but it was a call he did back in 2019. I'll never forget it. I was sitting in my house in Atlanta listening in on the call, and some of that information, that feeling that I felt, did it for me, right? Took me from where I was to places that most people probably didn't think I would go in the time frame that I went. But look, in these next few minutes, let me go ahead and put on some tunes. This is giving me convention vibes. November, right? First weekend in November, y'all see what's coming. The first convention since 2019. And all of you that are on this call right now and in this business will be a part of it. Let's make sure we're sharing this link, sharing this call in our chats. I'm going to close on my video for the next few minutes. So let's go. 60 seconds. I'm so happy and grateful. Yeah, let's get that going in the chat. I'm so happy and grateful now that let me know exactly what you want, exactly where we're headed, exactly where you're headed. I'm so happy and grateful now that it's 400 chairmen in Treehouse. I'm so happy and grateful now that it's 1,000 chairmen in I Am Mastery Academy. Let's go. Boom. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and pause that. Let me make sure my video is turned on. I'm gonna go ahead and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the chats. Turn off the chats. I want everybody to just be locked in and loaded to the information. First and foremost, if you don't know me, my name is Bryce Thompson. I've been in this opportunity for almost going on 5 years now, a little over 4 years, and my life is amazing, right? And it's getting better and better and better as the days go on. Not because of any money that I've acquired, or not just because of the experiences that this opportunity has awarded me to be able to experience, but more importantly, just the mindset. And I just want to start off by saying, man, I'm grateful for how this opportunity has shaped me as a man, right? As an individual, specifically, in the world today. And what I want everybody to do on this call right now, because we really got to understand exactly where we are in the year 2021. It's 5 months left of 2021. We're in the second half of the year. And, even today, I had to take a step back and draw back to January of this year, the top of the year, and think about not just where I was physically, or not just about how much money I had in my bank account or what my income was in January of this year, but more importantly, how was I thinking as opposed to today? And I look up 8 months, 7 months from January, and the first thing I'm thinking about is like, man, like a lot has happened in this year. Like a lot has happened in 2020 and 2021, but specifically just the year 2021. A lot of different things have happened, and it's been a lot of different things that I've overcome. It's been a lot of different blessings that have come into my life that I didn't know would come at the beginning of the year. And now that I look up, no matter how I'm feeling, or no matter my current situation today, I know that at the very least, I've grown since January. So I want everybody right now to really think back to where you were in January of this year, and ask yourself, like, have I grown as a person? Have I grown as a man, as a woman, as a leader, right? Have I grown in the way that I think, my thought process? Because one of the main things that people don't really pay attention to as far as this opportunity is concerned is the hope aspect, right? Is the mind shaping aspect of this opportunity. And in all honesty, that's the most important part, right? That's the most important part. So let's just scratch out January. Think back to the way that you were thinking before you even came in this opportunity, right? Think back to the way you were thinking before you paid $235, before you paid $325, before you paid that enrollment fee, right? Think back. I guarantee, right? I 99.9% guarantee the way that you were thinking right now, as opposed to then, you should be very, very proud of yourself. You should be very, very proud of yourself. The goals that you had, that you set out for yourself before you joined this opportunity, it probably looks a lot different than the goals that you have today. I came into this opportunity in 2017, right? 2017, well over 4 years ago. And my goals and what I wanted my life to look like, it almost scares me. Like I think back to it. Well, I think back that far as opposed to, the way that I think today. And it literally almost scares me, because that was gonna be my life, right? Like I thought that, I was gonna be a full-time engineer, drive a nice, a decent car, maybe a Benz, probably a Benz. I get my Benz. I have my apartment somewhere downtown. I'll try to get as close to the top of the floor as I could, but if the ninth floor was as high as I could afford, at least I'm in a high rise. Like that's how I was thinking. Now, I didn't need to live lavish or be able to go on all of these trips, but if at least I can go on a nice trip when my job awarded me vacation, I was going to be living a good life, right? That's the way that I was thinking. That's what me at 25 now, right? When I was 20, I was thinking like that. Me at 25, that's how I thought I would be living. Until I got access to this, right? Until I came into this opportunity. My goals immediately changed. The vision for what I saw myself, it just immediately changed. It didn't even take long. I look back when I first came in at 20 years old, and these last 5 years, a matter of fact, enough about me. Think about yourself. Since you first came into this business, ask yourself, how often were you even talking about making $100 a day? Trading, right? Making $1,000 a day. Trading. Or having a 6-figure income by the end of the year. Retiring your parents. Retiring yourself. Financial freedom. Like, how often were you even talking about that? Like, how often was that even the topic of conversation before you came into this opportunity? The answer is probably not that often. And that's what I want everybody on this call to be most thankful for. Because when you join this opportunity, at the very least, you made probably the biggest step forward to the lifestyle that not that you thought you would be able to live, but the lifestyle that you ultimately deserve. Whether the numbers added up or not. That's what you should be most grateful for. The thing is, this is where most people mess up, because when they come into this opportunity, you get exposed to, a different way of thinking, right? And you start switching up your goals. And a lot of times most people get upset when they come into this. They get exposed to this new life, this new way of thinking, and you start to get upset and frustrated when you don't have the things that you really want right now. Right? I hope y'all hear me. Like when I first came into this opportunity and I got access to trading, like just trading alone, I started thinking about, okay, let me make $20 a day, right? Let me make $100 a day, right? Let me make an extra couple thousand a month, like trading. And if I didn't make that amount of money, or if I lost money, I would get upset. I would get frustrated. And I wouldn't just get frustrated myself. I would get frustrated at the opportunity. And I would start to question it. But then I had to mature. And I had to get on calls like this. I had to listen to people that were in the positions that I want to be. Because that's when I was reminded of, how can I get frustrated of something that I don't have, when before I came into this opportunity, I wasn't thinking about having it in the first place. How can I be upset at not being a 6-figure earner when becoming a 6-figure earner wasn't even something I was shooting for in the first place before I came into this opportunity? Now, the reason that a lot of you are so gung-ho on chairman, so gung-ho on chairwoman, so gung-ho on, making crazy amounts of money trading, crazy amounts of money investing, is because that's what you've been exposed to. Congratulations. But what you shouldn't do, you shouldn't get caught up and frustrated on that's what you have not obtained. I should get excited at the fact that now I'm thinking about it, I'm focused on it, and I can push my energy into getting 1% better, at least 1% better every single day. Okay, day 100, I may not have what day 100 has in store. Day 100 might be the day that I get everything that I want. And because I don't have it on day 1, day 2, or day 20, I can't get upset. But I can get excited at the fact that that's day 100. If I get 1% every single day, or if I get 1% better every single day, at day 100, I'll have 100% of what I wrote down that I want, or what I set out to accomplish. But like I said, people come into this, and you see all of the different people that you might be able to relate to, that may look like you, that have certain things that you want. And instead of getting inspired and motivated, you get frustrated. You get discouraged when you don't have it, or you're feeling like I'm not as close to it as I possibly want to be. The way we should be thinking is, hey, I'm grateful that, for one, I've knocked out the first step of like obtaining something in the physical. The first step is thinking about it. Like, if I wasn't thinking about making $1 million, if I wasn't thinking about making 6 figures or retiring my parents, or, living this lifestyle that, most people only see on TV, if I wasn't thinking about it before I came into this opportunity, or better yet, as much as I think about it now, I'm at the very least grateful that I think about it, because that's the first step. Thoughts become things, right? You hear it all the time. Let me make sure. Right? That's the first step. Now, the second step is, hold on. Hopefully everybody can still see me. The second step is finding a vehicle that'll get me there. So that's also what I'm grateful for. So you got to ask yourself, okay, you may have wanted $1 million. You may have wanted 6 figures before. You may have wanted to be super crazy, ridiculously successful before, but what were you doing to even get one step closer every day before you came into this? If the answer is nothing, we got to reshape the way we're thinking now, because now I'm grateful for the thought process. I'm grateful that I've been exposed to, new things that could ultimately inspire and motivate me to want more. But now I'm also grateful that I have a vehicle where I can wake up each and every single day and get 1% better. I can get 1% closer to where I want to be. That's how we should be thinking. So whether it's January, some of you may have come in the last 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, whatever the case may be. The gratitude is the fact that, okay, I'm still getting better in my mind, and I'm here with the vehicle that'll allow me the opportunity to get one step closer each and every single day. Now, I was talking about this in I think it was New Jersey, and we can come into an opportunity like this. I was talking about this a few days ago. We can come into opportunities like this, or just any opportunity that will award us a lifestyle that we ultimately want. And when things aren't going the way, this is how it works. First and foremost, life isn't an upward slope. Nothing in life is an upward slope. The business, right? Your income, even a lot of times, most times, your bank account, right? It may be ultimately on an upward slope, but every now, you spend something, it niches back a little bit. That's just how it goes. So this opportunity works the same way. Yeah, you're going to have those times where the business is flowing, people are joining, people are coming in, people are excited. Then you have those times where people aren't as excited, people aren't as motivated, it's not moving as fast as it wants to, and then it turns back around and goes, crazy momentum. People are, making money. Like 1 week you don't make as much money trading as you wanted to, and then the next week you make 2, 3, 4 times what you even set out you wanted to make. It's just a up and down pattern. Overall, like I said, what has to continue to move in a upward direction is my mindset. The physicalities, right? The physical side of things aren't always going to. But here's the thing. When people are being pulled back, when things aren't going the way that you want to, most times people try to figure out how to fill the gap. Like how to fill the gap in my process, how to fill the gap in my income, how to fill the gap in the physical, right? And most people, naturally, the larger percentage of people, they get into thinking, okay, I'm going to try to fill this gap in my process, this gap between where I am and more importantly, where I want to be. I'm going to try to fill this gap, from a physical standpoint, a physical point of view, right? I'm gonna either go do something else. I'm gonna go, focus, some time and energy that may be able to fill this gap of the way that I feel or my current situation in between where I am and where I want to go, rather than filling the gap from a spiritual side, right? Filling the gap from the spiritual side of success. Saying, hey, okay, I may not be, okay, it may be a gap in where I want to be from a physical point of view, like the amount of money I'm making or where my business is. But instead of me focusing on doing something else, right? Focusing on, like I'm gonna go do this business, do that business, make money this way, make money that way. Let me really lock in, right, from a spiritual side and understand I have something that has the potential of getting me from where I am to where I want to be, right? So let me massage my mind, and instead of focusing on all of these different things, scattering my brain, let me put more focus on what I have. Let me put more focus on what I have. Let me lock in from the mindset, right? Let me lock in on the mindset of what's going to take me with what I have from where I am to where I want to go. Because everybody wants to secure, and everybody wants that feeling of security. Like, money's coming in, life is good, I'm locked in, not much can happen because I've found this way of, finding security. Everybody wants that security. And most times we go and seek other things in other ways, right? From a physical standpoint, a physical point of view to secure something later on, when in reality, all we need to secure is the mindset. All we need to secure is the spiritual understanding of how we got to where we are, right? And how we're going to get to where we want to be. That's the most security. You're not going to find security in an income ever, right? You're not going to, there's nothing out there that's going to give you a secure income or a secured amount of money, right? Unless you go to the army and, I know, they got VA benefits that pays for the rest of their life, but hey, who's to say, so a new president gets elected and all of those rules change? Who knows? The best thing that we can secure, specifically with this, as it pertains to this, is the mindset, right? That feeling of there's nothing that can come in the way of where I am and where I want to be. If there's a gap, I'll build a bridge. And I'll just get to where I want to go. That's it. That's where you'll find the most security. But if you're to a point where it's like, oh, okay, cool, I'm making two grand a month, and I need to make an extra few $1,000s. Let me go do this, that, or the third. I need everybody to understand, man, a jack of all trades is a master of none. A jack of all trades is a master of none. Let me fill the gap with what I have, right? What I have. Let me build up and become an expert in what I have. And then that'll open up all of the doors and opportunities for other things to come along. Within these last 4 years of being in the business, I've made crazy amounts of money. And, I've been able to really obtain high levels of success, right? And another word for obtaining something is owning it. Like I've obtained it, I've owned it. And the reason that I can own this level of success is because I've owned this opportunity. I've owned this process. It's me. It's what I do. Of course, other opportunities can come along, but at the end of the day, this is the opportunity that was given to me that has shaped my mind. It's given me hope and opportunity to be able to live the lifestyle that I want. So why would I deter? Because the moment that I deter, that I have to share energy and focus with 2, 3, 4, 5 different things, when all of that energy can be put into one thing, one main focus, one main opportunity that has ultimately shaped the way that I think now anyway. Look, over the course, like I tell people all the time, and you'll hear this from any top leader within this business or any entrepreneur. This is not, this making $1 million or making $100,000, making your first 6 figures is not going to be something that's going to just be super easy, right? It's not going to be easy, but it's going to take, it's going to take a level of understanding. It's going to take a level of understanding. It's going to take a level of awareness. And ultimately, you're going to have to put forth a different type of work ethic, a different type of effort than you have with anything else, especially if you want to gain a high level of success. What I want everybody to understand, right? Because like I said, it's going to take a certain level of understanding. Your passion, your feeling, right, for this alone, right? Your focus on this alone, or better yet, by yourself, the way that you feel alone about this business, the effort you put forth alone, as far as this business is concerned, is not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. It's just not. Like that, it is what it is. I can be, super passionate. I can put forth a lot of effort. I can put forth a lot of energy. I can, work really hard, do all of the necessary things, my mentors and people are telling me that I need to be doing. But if I don't have somebody else to share these same feelings, it's almost like I'm going nowhere fast. It's like I'm going nowhere fast. So I look at my passion. I look at, what's made me have this love specifically for this opportunity. And then I start to look at, okay, what experiences has influenced that? What people have influenced that, right? What calls, what trainings, what events, like what environments have influenced me to feel the way that I do? And once I pinpoint those experiences, once I pinpoint those people, right, those environments, I go share with other people. I go share it with other people, because if I'm feeling the way that I do about this by myself, that's not going to be enough for me to go chairman. That's not going to be enough for me to go chairwoman. That's why you'll hear people say, okay, cool, come to the event. Don't come to the event by yourself. Bring other people. Because at the end of the day, what's going to get me closer to where I want to go is other people feeling the same way I do at the same time. If I get passionate about something, or if I experience something for the first time and I'm super passionate, it would be almost an advantage for other people in my business to experience it at the same time. We're only as good as the people in our business. When you look at the term company, right? Or you'll hear like, oh, Facebook bought Instagram. Like, what actually is the company? Is it the products? Is it the resources? Like, what is the company? The company is the people. It's the people. So, if there's no people, there's no company. If there's no people, there's no organization. So, what builds the organization? What builds the company? What builds the people? So, yeah, it might be my idea of going chairman. It may be my idea of having a massive organization, but this idea that I have, I need to share it with the other people in my business as much as possible. Yeah, my vision for Treehouse, or the vision for the company is 1,000 chairmen. 1,000 chairmen. It's shared on a day-to-day basis. You'll keep hearing that over and over and over and over again, because ultimately that's a goal that we all share. Once the company hits 1,000 chairmen, what does that mean for you? What does that mean for me? Shoot, you'll probably be one of them. Think about that. The next 500 chairmen, it's around 500 chairmen, roughly around 500 chairmen in the company right now. Like 500, you got to think this company has been going on almost a 10-year run. So the next 500, you should feel ashamed to say that you're not going to be one of them. You're not going to be one of the next chairmen, one of the next, chairwoman in the company by the time it reaches 1,000. But here's the thing. This is the other side of things. The people that you share with, they're not always going to, you may share the experience, but it may not hit the same. They may still not be as passionate as you. They still may not take it as serious as you. They still may not believe in the vision. It is what it is. But you got to understand, the same way I treat one person is the same way I should treat everybody. everybody's not going to respond to me the same way that first person did. But if I continue on, if I continue working hard and, setting the tone, paying the price, setting the example of the types of people I want to come in my business, I'll eventually attract them. You are who you attract. You can't expect for somebody, to come into your business and work really hard, be super engaged, get on every single training. If you're not, you got to ask yourself, are you even active right now? Do you have an active package? All right. Or did you just wind up getting on this call knowing that you're inactive right now? But you want people to stay active in your business, right? You want people to come in and activate their subscription, which yours is. And then we wonder why, like, okay, cool. Why aren't these types of people, why aren't these beasts, why aren't these superstars coming into my business? Is because you're not attracting them. And you may be working really hard and you're saying, hey, I do got people coming in my business, but I'm not attracting the right types of people. Well, if you may have had a girlfriend, you may have had a boyfriend in the past. Are you still with them? Maybe not. Did you attract them? Everybody that we attract doesn't necessarily need to be people that are in our lives, right? All my guys on the call right now, you may have attracted a female that you didn't have no business fooling with, right? All my ladies on the call, you may have attracted, a dude, a guy that you had no business fooling with, but you attracted them. And because they want the right person, does that mean, okay, cool, all right, I'm gonna just, go home and, not be around anybody forever? No, that doesn't mean that. It just means, okay, it's only a matter of time. It just hasn't happened yet until you attract the right person into your life, just like the business, until you attract the right types of person into your business. However, we all got to make sure that we're setting the example first ourselves. I was talking about this just maybe 30 minutes ago. When you're working with the right people or the right types of people, or you're working with the right person, it's nothing you have to say. It's nothing you have to say. Like, we all got the same access. We all got the same, platform. It's nothing. It shouldn't be nothing you have to say when you're working with the right people, because there's so many examples of success. Like, it's so many examples. Like, it's not much anybody needed to say to me in order for me to know that I was going to be successful in this, or in order for me to know that this was going to work. And I was going to do whatever it took to get it. So when you're working with the right types of people, it's nothing you have to say. But when you're working with the wrong types of people, it's nothing you can say. It's nothing you can say. So you'll find yourself, putting them on every single training, giving them all the coaching in the world, right? Bringing them to every event, right? Giving them all the, little bitty information that they need to become successful, but it's still not working. And like I said, you got to understand, when I'm working with the right types of people, it's nothing I have to say. It's not much you have to say, because the right types of people that really want it, they're going to go seek the information. They're not going to wait for it to be given to them. They're going to look at examples of success and they're going to study it to a T. And then all of the coaching and mentorship and information that's provided to them, that's just going to help them get to where they want to go that much faster. But when you're working with the wrong types of people, it's nothing you can say. It's nothing you can say. Nothing you can say. It's only going to take a certain situation or an environment that you can't provide to them in order for it to click. It's funny that David is coming up, because I was watching one of his videos not too long ago, and I was really thinking about it. Like, there are probably people on this call that are more skilled than I am, right? More skilled than I am. People on this call right now that probably, are more skilled traders, right? They're more skilled speakers, right? You may dress better than me. I don't know. You may think you look better than me. I don't know. Right? It's more people on this call that, You think that you're, or better yet, you're more of a qualified individual. Like, you're more skilled. Like, that's just, it is what it is. And it just so happens that you may not have the results that I do, or the results of these people that you're more skilled in. And I think back to, when I was growing up, like, it was people in my city that were like the top 10 in the world, like top 10 basketball players in the world in my city. Like, they were top 10 in the world. And I would, I would look at them and it's like, duh, they're really good. But then I would look at people that would play at the YMCA, like the YMCA ball players. And a lot of times the YMCA players were more skilled than some of these people that were top 10 in the country. Like, they could shoot better, they could dribble better, they could, jump higher, they were faster, they were quicker, right? They were just more skilled and qualified individuals. And, the top players would come to the YMCA, and it's almost like those skilled individuals would expose them. Is it like they would either expose them, or it'd just be like, okay, they're obviously not as skilled as this person. But the thing is, I thought about it, like, how were they not the top 10 in the country? Why were they not ranked amongst the best players in the world? And they're more skilled than this person that's number 3 in the country. It doesn't make sense to me. And then I was watching this video, David, he was talking, he was just talking about the spiritual side of success. The skill, right? How skilled you are, how much information that you know, how knowledgeable you are of something, that's only 1 to 10% of the battle. It's only 1 to 10%. You can be the best trader on this call, like, and have made nowhere near as much money as somebody that knows half of what you know. You could be the best speaker on this call and be a way better speaker than some of the people that are chairman of hundreds and above. But you're not a chairman of 100 or above. Right? You can be one of the best dressed people ever, but nobody sees it. You're a better dresser than the people that come up on stage and have a suit on. But everybody sees them and nobody sees you. The skill set is 1 to 10% of the battle. 90 to 99% of success is the spiritual side, right? The things that you can't see. It's the belief, the real belief. Because here's the thing, somebody can be more skilled than me in something, but if I believe in myself more than they believe in theirs, who's going to become more successful? I am. You can be the greatest trader in the world, but if you don't believe that your trading account is going to be at a certain amount by the end of the year, no matter how it gets there, mine will probably get theirs before you. So I can't solely focus on just the information. I can't solely focus on, just me learning the skill set. I got to focus on, okay, cool. How can I raise my belief? How can I raise my faith? And the rate you raise your faith, look, the gas to the engine of faith, is visualization. What do you visualize on a day-to-day basis? What are you locking in on? What are you focusing on? Like, what's thrown in your face each and every single day? Everybody that's on this call right now, and people around the world, most people don't understand. We set our own value. We set our own. You can set your value, right, on yourself today. Like, you can set the value. Like, okay, cool. I may be valued at $10, but I'm gonna set my value at 10 million. That can be set today. And by what you visualize, right, can give you more faith in it materializing into your reality later. Like, quick, this is just another quick story. Like, just real quick, because this is where I already knew I could set my own value, but this is where I really understood, okay, we can really set our own value on anything. So about a year ago, I wrote, I started writing on like paper money, like $20 bills, $100 bills, $1 bills. Why? Because I saw David do it. Like, I saw it work for him, so I decided to do it. Like, this is over a year ago. And, first I wrote a check to myself, and, I put it in my wallet, and then, I took a $20 bill, and, I put 20 million on it. Have I made $20 million? Guys, I haven't made 20 million. I just haven't reached 20 million yet. That's the next goal for me. Like, that's what I want to accomplish next from a financial point of view. And, I will keep the $20 bill in my pocket. I was about to pull it out. Hopefully. Yep. It's right here. I will keep the $20 bill in my pocket. 20 million is, I put it in all of my wallets. I just got this wallet. And I wrote 20 million a long time ago. And, I'm at this store a few days ago, and it's just weird. Like, I'm at a store in the airport, and I'm about to miss my flight, right? I'm about to miss my flight. Their terminal was down, and they said all they can accept is cash, right? All they can accept is cash. And I'm on tour right now, so I'm getting new toiletries and whatnot to go on to the next city. And, their terminal's down, they like, all we can accept is cash. I don't have any cash in my pocket. I don't have any cash. So all I have is this $20 bill. Like, I have cash, but I have $20 bill. Like, and this is my $20 million bill. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to miss my flight. Like, I can't go to the ATM right now. Like, I don't have that time. And I could have just used this. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, would I give $20 million away? Like, you gotta ask yourself, would you give 20 million? If that's all you had, like, would you give it away? Like, would you spend $20 million on something if that's all you had at the time, at the moment? No, the answer is no. You won't. Would you give $20 away? Would you, if $20 is all the cash that you have at the moment, would you spend it? Probably, yes. But, I'm looking at it, and even though I just wrote 20 mil, like, I just wrote extra zeros on this $20 bill, and it's been stuck in my wallet. Like, I didn't even have the urge to even think about using it. I can easily go get another $20 bill and write new zeros on it and put it in my wallet, right? Yeah, technically I could, but at the end of the day, I couldn't, because this $20 bill is no longer set at $20. Like, I set the value on it almost a year ago. I already set the value on it. So me giving her that 20, I would have felt weird in my spirit getting on the flight, because I would have felt like giving away 20 million. I would have felt like I gave away 20 million. I say all that to say, our current situation, whatever our bank account or whatever we have right now, we can set the value on it today. And how you treat yourself, how you carry yourself, is going to be a direct reflection of the value that you place on yourself. If you start to hang around certain people, putting yourself in certain environments, it doesn't say anything about the environment. It says everything about you and what you set your value at. See, a lot of you may not be a chairman right now, but have you valued your organization that you started at chairman? Have you valued your organization at Chairman 100? At $100,000 a month organization? Have you already set that value? Have you set the value of your business at Chairman 750? Because you got to ask yourself, if you are a Chairman 750 right now, would you quit? If you were a Chairman 750 right now, would you take a break? Would you not believe in it anymore? Would you think it's not your purpose? Would you be, going through, the anxiety and the heartache and the mental battles that you may be going through right now? Would you be feeling tested like you are right now if you were a Chairman 750? If the answer is no, right? Or better yet, if the answer is yes, then the thing is you probably haven't set your value at those levels. But you can set it today. You can set it today, and it's all gonna be a reflection of how you carry yourself. See, most people, they already know the value that you set. There are people, look, I've been telling people, it's tens of thousands of people out there right now that haven't joined this opportunity. They know about it. They haven't joined this opportunity because they don't know who to join. They don't know which leader to go with. They're scoping it out. So how confident are you that you're going to be the leader that they join? Because I guarantee you, they're going to join the person that comes off as the person that believes in themselves the most. Set their value the highest. Do you want to join somebody that's valued at, $10, or you want to join somebody that's valued at $1 million? I want to join somebody that's valued at $1 million. And it doesn't have to be what they physically have. It's all about what they mentally set out for themselves, like what they mentally visualize, because what they visualize is going to materialize in the physical at some point anyway. This $20 bill, I couldn't get this $20 bill away. Guess what? Why? It's not $20. This is 20 million. It's 20 million. Why would I give it away? Put it right back in my wallet. I pulled it out, and she looking at it like, I'm like, do you not see this? This is 20 million. We can set what we want, right? Our value of where we should be, right where we are in the current situation that we're in right now, today. And at some point, right? Like I said, the gas to the engine of faith is visualization. This is what I'm visualizing. This is what I've grown accustomed to. This is what I'm focusing on, right? 400 chairmen in Trey House, 1,000 chairmen in IM. You walking across the stage in Dallas. You gain a certificate of hitting a certain rank in Dallas in November. The first company convention since 2019. It's already done. Where's your faith as far as that happening? Don't let me believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Where's your faith? Do you have faith that it's going to happen? Because if you have faith, right, if your faith is strong, that only tells me that this is something that you've already built a comfort zone. You've already built a comfort zone for. This is what your eyes have adjusted to. This is what your mind has adjusted to. This is what that $20 bill you got in your wallet, that's not 20, that's 20 million. That's all you know. I can't just give it away. The value is set in the physical is not the value that I have set for. November 4th and 6th, right? November 4th and 6th. I want everybody I got the chat off, but I need everybody to understand November 4th and 6th. September 2019, Dallas, the last company convention before COVID even existed, changed my life completely. I like my life 10x'd, literally. The people that are on this call, right, leaders that are on this call right now, their life 10x'd since Dallas or post Dallas. And this happens to be the first one since then. And some of you You came in this business within the last year, within the last 2 years. So you didn't even get to experience Dallas, but you get to experience this one. It's a blessing. We gotta all understand, realize, and raise our level of awareness. Like this is what you've been blessed to be a part of. You have the opportunity to walk across the stage and say, hey, I'm the newest six-figure earner within this company. I'm the newest six-figure earner within this business. I'm the first six-figure, seven-figure earner out of my family. You got your family in the crowd looking at you, clapping, right? They may be the ones that didn't even support you, but now they support you now. They believe in you now. They see it now. Look, I've said this before. It's not gonna be easy. The things that we want are hard in the beginning. They're hard. They're hard during, right? You want to have a six pack. You want to have a nice body, right? But every time you dread going to work out, you dread it. It hurts during. But then post workout, you glad you did it. It's like you feel better than you've ever felt in a really long time. And then you got things like those bad addictions, right? Things that you shouldn't be eating. It feels good eating. Like when you first start, it feels good during. And then afterward, you feel like crap. Like you had a good time. You enjoyed it during. You was excited to start. Then afterwards, it's like, why did I do that? This is not gonna be, this you may have spent your last $200 to start this. It may have hurt you. Right? You may be going through the test of time right now. You may be feeling real tested. But I guarantee that feeling, the outcome, the feeling that you get during the outcome, once you've surpassed the process, you will never say, I regret everything that I went through. Even this call, some of you are on this call right now. You're on this call right now, and you almost didn't get on. You almost did not get on. Like literally, like somebody sent you the link, they dropped it in the chat, you clicked on it, and you just decided, all right, cool, I'm gonna just get on. And for those people, most of those people right now, you're probably feeling like, man, I'm glad I got on. That should be a signal to tell you, hey, this is what you need to be doing. You are right where you need to be. That last $200 that you spent, you came in, you got on the first training. You made money for the first time. And you almost didn't pay. You in this business right now. Some of y'all are chairmen. You almost didn't pay to come in. You went through the test of time. You had the momentum, the pullback, right? But eventually you hit chairman. Some of y'all are being tested right now. Look, if anytime I'm feeling tested at this point in my life, okay, yeah, it may suck. But at the end of the day, what keeps me going, what keeps me motivated is when I remind myself. So this is a reminder, right? It's when I remind myself of what happens after. Like through all the trials, through all the tribulations, through the setbacks, through the times where I felt tested, right? That after feeling of getting over it, I'm like, yo, I don't regret any of that happening. I'm glad it did because I wouldn't feel the way that I do today. So if you're feeling tested right now, right? Sometimes you got to listen to people that are in the position that you want to be, right? Because you may not have felt like this. You may be like, Bryce, I hear you, but this is the first time I'm really being tested. No, you're going to face other tests after this. If you're being tested, you're going to face other tests. If you feel like you're going through a trial, there are going to be more trials. And they're probably going to be larger than the one you're going through right now. But I can guarantee you this, the outcome will be greater than you've ever experienced. The outcome is going to be greater than any of your other outcomes. And you're going to look up and you're going to say, I'm glad I did it. See, some of you that are in this business, maybe your first time, your first go round, your second go round, or better, maybe your second go round, your third go round. And you told yourself the second time or the third time, dang, what if I would have just stuck with it? What if I would have just stayed down? That is a phrase we need to remove out of our vocabulary. What if I would have did this needs to be, oh, I'm glad I didn't do this, or I'm glad I did this. What if that just needs to, it needs to go in the trash. Everything I'm looking back, everything I want to look back in on my life, I want to say, man, I'm glad and I'm proud I did it. But ultimately, I can only do that if I set my value and I lock in for where I want to be in the future, and I don't stop until I obtain it. So everything, all the experiences in the life that I'm living right now, I'll be glad that I did it. I'll be glad that I went through it. 400 chairman and Treehouse is done. It's done. It's no doubt in my mind. Before we can reach each pinnacle and goal that we set for how many we want to accomplish, at some point, 200 chairmen in the company was the goal. 200 chairmen in the company was a goal. And then that goal got smashed, right? But there had to be a lot of trials and tribulations for it to even become accomplished, right? The next goal is 1,000 chairmen. So the trials and tribulations are going to have to be much greater than what we've experienced before in order for, life, the universe, God to propel us, right? Not only through past what we've already accomplished, but over and beyond to get to where we want to go. I'm thankful not only for this opportunity, but I'm thankful for just the people that have been positioned in my life. And, like I said, man, it's as humble as, people can call me, I don't even find it hard. It's not even like I'm trying to be humble. It's like, I guess this is just me. And ultimately, I don't even know if it's just me, because, I just look at the people I've been able to follow. Like, I look at David, and, I tell myself, like, would I've been able to have what I have and ultimately even think the way that I do if David didn't exist? Absolutely not. There's no way. Like, I personally don't think there's no way. And, for David, it's probably somebody in his life, or, it's God, right? I can't even take full ownership of my success without, paying it forward to the people that have come before me to show me what's possible, to set an example for me to follow, right? To continue to inspire and motivate me. And of course, God for even putting those people in my life, putting those people, in my path to where I want to be. And, I just look at, like, for all of the people that are on this call right now, I'm going to tell you right now, if there was one person that didn't technically or physically have to do this, it would be David. And, I was so, David, I know you listen to this. Like, I've been so, like, over the last 4 years, just getting you on a call, I've felt more like, I felt like I was going to get a yes out of you more in the past than even that I do now. And it's really just because, like, I've watched how you've, like, bro, you're not only a legend, like, you're one of the reasons that this industry is what it is, in my opinion. Like, there is especially for all of the young Black aspiring entrepreneurs in this space, what other figure of success will we really have to look to? Like, honestly, like, my mom was exposed to David when I was very young, and she literally told me, like, yo, I want you to be able to live like this at some point. And this was before David ever even came in my life. And so when I came into this opportunity and now, like, meeting you for the first time, like, I understood why she felt that way. I understand it now. And the fact that you continue to reach back, and I don't even know if you even fully, like, understand how much your voice means to all of us and just the company as a whole. And then at the same time, I feel like you do. But, like, like David, you're literally our saving grace. You're literally our saving grace. And for you to be on this call right now, instead of just bringing you up to, speak, and I would love for you to speak. I personally want to just ask some questions that I have for myself. And just like I said before, I could ask them one-on-one, but for me, those answers and the things that you may say, it'll do something for me, but I rather experience it for the first time with everybody that's on this call. So I'm gonna bring you on, bro. Again, I know you don't have to do this. You've never really had to. Just for everybody that's on the call, think about the money and the amount of success that has been acquired over 10 years, right? There's so many other things that, some of these individuals could be doing, but it's literally almost midnight Eastern, and we're on a call trying to make sure and aid and help everybody and support everybody here get to where they want to go. So, David, I don't know if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I am unmuted. If you can turn on the video.
Bet. Boom. I just made you co-host.
All right.
Let me go ahead and I'm going to open up the chat briefly.
All right.
There we go. All right, cool. Chat's back on. All right, cool. Without further ado, please, everybody, drop some 777s in the chat for none other, right, than your mentor's mentor, Mr. David Imonitie. Let's get it.
What's going on, BT? Guys, you go ahead and keep dropping 777s in the chat for the training you just got from Bryce Thompson, the absolute phenom, young man that has done the impossible, the unthinkable. What he's done, I don't think anybody even thought of it before it happened. And it's just it's amazing. It's amazing to see and amazing to experience. And what's more exciting about it is that it's not just happened for him. It's obviously happened for his brother, Brandon Thompson as well. It's happened for Nate. It's happened, Nathan Samuel. Shout out to you. I know you just had a birthday, just passed. I think Nathan now is what, 19? No, I think he's 24 now, right? 24 years old. Joshua Stewart. Incredible stories. Ray Rice, and you got Jalen Goss, and you've got Keita out there. You've got Noel Trimble out there. There's so many testimonies of just incredible success. Ariel Martin out there. And it's person after person after person that has come into this company within the last within the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, that have completely transformed their lives. And it's just amazing. So, Bryce, I know you wanted to ask me a few questions on this call here tonight. My hope is that everybody really understood what you were talking about. We didn't have a conversation on how the call was going to go. I never really planned what it is I'm going to talk about. I just kind of go with the feel, go with the flow of, what I feel that the organization actually needs at that particular time. So a call that I may do with your group may be very different from a call that I would do with another organization, but it was right, spot on. It was talking about goals. It's talking about the power of setting goals and setting the right type of goals and not getting frustrated on your journey to success because of what you're exposed to. Be excited for what it is you're exposed to. Be appreciative that, hey, this is possible. And that's what he said is exactly what he did. He was never frustrated when he was a P2000 and he was sitting in a Rolls Royce rate. He didn't pull his hair out and say, man, how come I'm not driving a Rolls right now? He was grateful for being a P2000. He knew he was going to go P5 and Chairman 10. And he knew, okay, I've got this Rolls Royce rate, this picture of me with these lights on my phone. It's my screensaver, and I'm working towards it the way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. And now, if he wants to go and if he wants to drive 3 Rolls Royces, he can do that. So it's about growth, ladies and gentlemen. It's about growth, and a lot of people are not patient. You plant the seed in the ground, and you come back next week, and you want you want all this fruit. You got to give it time in order for it to get to where it is that you wanted to go. So I really hope that everybody that was on this call had a chance to really understand what it is that you were talking about. And it's actually going to be in Houston, Texas. It's actually going to be in your home city, Bryce. The I Am Convention, I Am United Convention, is actually going to be right here in H-Town, November 4th to the 6th. So we're definitely, so you're one of the hosts, right? You're one of the host leaders for this event here. So I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, man. I know you have a couple of questions. We didn't plan what the questions are, so he's just going to fire away, and I have a good feeling I might know the answer.
We know you got the answer, David, for sure. So first question, because I know there's a lot of people, on this call right now that haven't been, this is their first time in the industry, and they haven't necessarily been doing this for, even 2 years, right? A lot of you that are on this call right now, you could just drop a 2 in the chat if you've been in this industry for 2 years or less, right? I'm sure that's the majority of people that's on this call. So my question to you, David, is because I don't think, well, for one, people, including myself, don't know you to be anything other than a chairman, or at least a 6-figure. So for those people that are on the call right now, I just want to give David an opportunity, and just my question, like, what was your first 2 years like? Being where you are today, like, what was your first 2 years?
So Bryce, you got involved in the company what year?
2017.
What month?
May
2017. Okay, so when you got involved, I was a chairman 100.
Right.
When you got involved in the company, and that was May. That was my 7th. It was either my 7th or my 8th month in the company when you got involved. Which is pretty remarkable when you really think about it. I was a chairman 100 when you got involved in the company, and you look up, 4 years later, and we're both at the chairman 750 level, and some people will look at that and say, man, like that's just incredible, because people look and say, well, how can I get there? How can I grow with someone who's a chairman 100 right now? You may be joining someone who's a chairman 100 right now, and 4 years later, both of you are at chairman 750.
Sheesh.
But you're not. You're looking at it, and you're not really inspired by it. You're looking at someone else's success, and you're thinking, oh, that's not for me. But to answer your question, my first 2 years, man, that was 2004 when I started this industry. So my first 2 years, that was me moving back from North Carolina. That was me having a $50 child support. That was me living with my parents on a twin-size bed. That was me with no bank account. That was me with no car. And I was hungry. I was literally hungry. And I don't mean that, from a figure of speech. I was actually hungry, food-wise, as well. That was splitting junior bacon cheeseburgers and nuggets, 99-cent nuggets, getting a cup of water, that was me being stuck at Starbucks, walking from the Starbucks down the street, walking from the Starbucks to the mall, prospecting in the mall, getting kicked out of the mall because you can't solicit in the mall, and then coming back to Starbucks to prospect there and make phone calls. And I scheduled all my meetings. That was my office because I couldn't get to you. I would get dropped off in the morning, 9 a.m. I get dropped off over there, and that was my office. And then my dad bought this Malibu that I was able to use, and that's what I would get around with, this Malibu. And it was rough. It was rough, and I was at every weekly meeting. Back then you had Tuesday night meetings, so I was there every Tuesday. You had Saturday trainings. I was there every Saturday. Emmanuel Bernstein, who's a business partner of mine today, he was a mentor of mine at the time. He was making, $30,000 a month, and that was like, what? Like who, where, how? Who makes that? That was what a good job would pay you on an annual basis, and he was making that per month. But I worked hard, Bryce. I worked very, very hard. I was out there, every day, meeting people belly to belly, shaking hands. The bottom of my shoe, Bryce, the bottom of my shoe was worn out. Like you have a little heel on your dress shoe. It was slanted from all of the walking. All of the, like today, you can get on your phone and meet somebody. You can get on your phone right now, DM somebody. You can go live and 10 people watch, or 20 people watch, or 500 people watch.
That's crazy to even think about.
No, you wanted to sign people up, Bryce. You had to sign them up with a paper application, and then you had to mail the application into the company. There was no online enrolling people in the business.
So how many people did you need to enroll back then to reach a six-figure income? Because that process,
it never occurred to me. Earning six figures a year was like parting the Red Sea. That's how far off that was in my mind. So I couldn't even tell you. The goal I was trying to get to was P2000, 75 members, 75 memberships. And it really wasn't even 75 memberships. It was like 37 memberships, because you would get 2 for 1 with the legal, the actual legal plan, and then the ID theft. So that was really, I wanted to qualify anywhere from P1 to P2 every month. That's what my goal was. I had 500 people. I had put in a total of 500 people in my business. Total. I mean, I'm talking people that were in and quit. Total 500 people in 2 years.
That's great. So
that was my first 2 years, and then I almost joined the military. When prepaid legal didn't work out, I said, okay, I'm going to join the military. I went, sat down with the Army recruiters, sat at the Army recruiter's office. I took the test. The Army didn't call me back.
Thank God.
And then I got involved in this energy drink company that lasted 30 days. And I swore I would never do network marketing again. 6 months later, I joined a travel company. I wasn't traveling. Nobody was traveling that I knew, because you needed money to travel. Our idea of traveling was getting in a car and driving, or getting on a bus and getting to an event. That was our idea of traveling. So no, what's happened with Trade House, what's happened with your organization, it's never happened before. And I know sometimes, because you call it what it is, because it's not, I don't want to say spoiled, but it's like, oh, it's the norm. Like, you're supposed to go chairman 10. Like, and if you don't make 10 grand a month, what's wrong with you? But guys, I'm here to tell you that 10 grand a month at one point in this industry, we would throw rose petals at your feet if you were making 10 grand a month. So I say that so that you have the right perspective, and you stay humble, and you stay hungry, and you stay appreciative of the time that you're in right now. But Bryce, this is no different than what's happening in the NBA right now. If you look up what Michael Jordan made, Michael Jordan was getting paid $4 million a year.
Crazy.
He was repeating, and he was getting paid $4 million a year. They just gave Joel Embiid, for 4 years, they gave him $196 million.
Crazy.
They gave this joker that cannot stay healthy almost $50 million a year for the next 4 years. Michael Jordan, the GOAT, was getting paid $4 million a year until he retired and came back. Then he was $20 million. Then it was unheard of. It was 1 year deals. Yeah, it was 1 year deals. So I think Michael made like 90 million total. But see, here's the deal. He made 90 million total from his basketball, right? But today he's a billionaire, almost at 2 billion, because of the person that he was, because of the impact that he had on the world. All right. So you got to understand, it's about who you're becoming, not where you are right now, not what you're getting paid for right now. When I was getting paid 17 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, to what it is that I earn today, it's because of who I was becoming. It's because of who I was developing myself. What I'm going to be worth, 12 years from now at 50 is so much greater than what I'm worth right now because of the person I'm becoming. So you're so focused on the current situation that you're in right now and what it is that you don't have, but you're not paying attention in creating the future that you desire. Recently we all saw Bitcoin take this tumble, right? And people were panicking. People, oh my God. One of my accounts, I was negative $6 million. Negative. Didn't bother me. Not one bit. I did not have a single ounce of panic, doubt. Why? Because I've already written down where I'm going. I've already spoken where I'm going. So you can do whatever it is you want to do. Doesn't matter. My future is set and it's already done. Let me give you guys a revelation real quick. And Bryce, I'll let you ask the next question. As an organization, you have to be very careful what you are allowing your people to speak. See, listen, we all have the same power. I just may be more aware of the power that we both have, but we have the same power. And what do I mean by that? You have the ability to speak the future into existence. I have the ability to speak the future into existence. As an organization, we have the ability to speak the future into existence. If everybody's not speaking 400 chairmen, there's a reason why Bryce keeps speaking 400 chairmen. It's because he wants you to speak 400 chairmen. He doesn't want you to speak what the back office says right now. Because you want to hear something funny? The back office you have today, I promise you, at one point, you wanted this back office.
Sheesh.
You wanted this back office. You would kill for this back office that you have right now. At one point. See, you weren't focused on your past because you didn't have a past. You were focused on your future. But because you have a past now, you focus more on your past than the future that you have the ability to create.
Sheesh.
You get that?
I get it.
You see what I'm saying? So you got to be careful, because here's the deal. Someone who's right next to you, someone who's supposed to be in the trenches with you, that's supposed to be getting to 400 chairmen with you, they could be speaking the business is not working. They could be speaking all this negative stuff, and because they have the ability to create the future, guess what? What they're speaking becomes their present. And because they're so close to you, their present affects your present, even though you were speaking a different future. This is why you've got to make sure as the leader that you're constantly speaking the right future for the entire organization. So if someone wants to speak a different future, it can affect them, but it doesn't have to affect your entire organization. The future of your entire organization. The future of your organization is tied to your mouth. I always go back to the Bible. When John the Baptist was about to be born, his mother, Elizabeth, she was too old to have a child. So angel came to her and said, hey, you're going to have a son. He's going to be the prophet. He's the one that's going to usher in Jesus. Her husband did not believe. Her husband started speaking against it. You're crazy. How is this possible? You're too old. You know what God did? God shut his mouth up. Say, hey, man, look, you can't talk until he's born. He was mute until John the Baptist was born. So he had the power to change what God wanted to do. That's how much power you have on this earth, that you could stop the birth of Christ. He said, no, I can't take no risk. He didn't go to Believe Nation. He didn't go to the seminar. He don't know the power of words. So I got to shut him up. So what I've spoken can come to pass. You there? Is Bryce still on? Bryce, you good? I think we've lost Bryce. All right. So we here. Okay. We'll just wait on Bryce to come back. But guys, that's the deal. Okay. That's the deal. You've got to make sure that for your organization, for Trade House, right? And then a lot of you have organizations, right, that are under the Trade House umbrella. Trade House is under the I Am Mastery Academy umbrella. That's why Bryce says, hey, we're going to get to 1,000 chairman tenants. And I am. And he's already spoken that out of the 1,400 is coming from Trade House. Perfect. You should be speaking that. You should be speaking. The only thing you should be speaking is, and writing down is 400 chairmen. The business can do whatever it wants to do. It can go up, it can go down, it can go sideways, it can play around, it can tickle you, it can do it. But it's got to come back to what you spoke. It's got to come back to what you, and if you're getting this, put 400 in the chat. That needs to be the most important number that everybody's speaking. And then when you look at Nate's organization, or you look at Ray's organization, or Jalen's organization, or Akita's organization, or Rax's organization, or Ariel, then you guys come and say, okay, out of the 400, we're going to have 50. We're going to have 200. We're going to have 100. And that's the only thing you're speaking. That's the only thing you're speaking. I don't care what the back office says. I speak increase to the back office. I speak increase to the back office. I say, listen, August, September, October, going to be the biggest 90 days we've ever had. The future that I desire, that's what I speak. Okay. And Bryce, we're not going to announce it today. We're going to announce it September 1st. Okay. Right. I'm just going to let you guys know what we're about to announce. It's never been done before in Trade House. It's the first ever. As a matter of fact, right, if you want to tell them what it is, you can tell them what it is. And let's give them the options, the choices of where it's going to be.
All right. So September 1st, we will be announcing the next.
No, the first. Not next, the first.
The first, yeah. The first real Trade House chairman and chairwoman retreat. As far as, me and David we've been talking about it for a while now, but we talked about it a little bit today. And, some of the locations are just blowing my mind. And I know, once we know exactly what we're going to go with, but once everybody understands and knows where the next chairman and Chairwoman Retreat is going to be, there is no way you could be okay with not being a part of it. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
So all right, we're thinking Mexico. How many? If here are the three choices. We're thinking Mexico. Is it going to be Mexico? Is it going to be Dubai? Is it going to be the Bahamas? Put in the chat which one you're thinking we should go with. I'm seeing Bahamas, Mexico,
Bahamas and Dubai. A lot.
Dubai. I'm seeing a lot of Dubai's in there. Mexico, okay. What about Hawaii? Hawaii? Anybody in Hawaii?
We got some people. We're actually having an event in Hawaii next week.
But here's the deal, though, Bryce. This is not a chairman retreat where we say you just come. This is a all expense paid trip to wherever we're going to announce September 1st.
Flight and hotel. This
is your flight and your hotel for this retreat. And we don't know. It could be Mexico, could be the Bahamas, could be Dubai, could be Hawaii. It could be Galveston. I don't know.
Nah, it's not gonna be Galveston. It's not gonna be Galveston. I can tell y'all right now, it's not gonna be Galveston. Look, right. David. My next question. Just to piggyback on the last one, like, seeing as though like the first 2 years of your journey in the industry weren't, nothing like what they are now. What really did you ever feel like there's something else that I could be doing that could, pay me more during those first 2 years? Or did you feel the urge of like, oh, okay, maybe I would have made more, had a better lifestyle doing this, rather be a job or something like that? Like, what kept you motivated and inspired to keep going, to even see you?
There's a story of a general or a warrior, and they were going to battle, and he loaded up his soldiers on a ship, and they sailed to the enemy's shores. And before they engaged the enemy, he instructed his captains. He said, burn all the ships. Burn them all. Burn all the ships. I don't want any ship the ships we just came on, I want you to burn them all. And they were looking at him like, what? But because they honored him, they burnt all the ships. Even though some of them didn't agree. They're like, what are you talking about? Burnt all the ships. And when they were done burning it, he said, men, we only have one choice. To get back home, we've got to leave on their ships. We don't get off this island unless we get on their ships. That's what happened for me. It was get rich or get rich. It wasn't get rich or die trying. It was get rich or get rich. I didn't care how long it was going to take me. I had made my decision that I was going to do it in this industry. I wanted to do it in this industry because it wasn't just about making money. I got addicted to watching people change their lives, being a part of that. And so, no, there was no
get rich or get rich. Nah, I'm definitely, I just wrote that one down. I love that one. Well, shoot, look, just like I was saying on the call, like it was a call you did in 2019. And I remember being in my kitchen in Atlanta. I had reached Chairman 100 at this point. And, even being a Chairman 100, that's like a high level of success. But it's like, even at P2, like coming to your house at the first time, like that did it for me. Like, I'm like, yo, this is it. Like, I'm going to be successful with this. And then it happened again when I hit Chairman 100. It was a call that you did that really did it for me. So my question is, specifically for you, like, what was that deciding factor? Like, what was it that you can think of? What was one pivotal moment, just in your experiences where it's like, okay, I'm going to be massively successful, or I'm going to get to the next level?
Bryce, I've had many moments like that. I've had many, many moments like that. It wasn't just one. The one that I would say was the very first one was my first big event. The first big event I ever went to was in Las Vegas. We got in 20 of us got in a 15-passenger van from Houston to Las Vegas. And at that event, I couldn't stop crying. I just kept crying. I was just crying and crying and crying and crying because I knew I had found it. I knew I had found what I was going to do. I was going through a lot then because, my daughter wasn't even one yet. And it was, I couldn't provide for her. So all that pain and all that, all that desire, I knew that I'd finally got the answer. I knew that I got the answer. And I couldn't stop crying. And I came back and I went to work. I came back and I never quit. I wanted it. And listen, at the end of the day, that's really what this is all about. How bad do you really want it? I mean, how bad do you really, really want this? Is it important enough? Would you give your life for it? I had to be successful. And then when I got to 10 grand, I had to get to 25. When I got to 25, I had to get to 50. When I got to 50, I had to get to 100. There was a hunger. And now, it's a hunger, but it's a refined hunger because I already know what the end result is. Back then, I wasn't really too sure. I just knew I had to do it. So I was going to work. I was going to outwork everybody else. I was going to outwork everybody else. And then when I learned the power of believing and then started to learn it and grow in that, now there's a piece with it, with the same work ethic, but it's a different piece now.
Wow. Okay. Look, two to three questions, David. I don't know if you can see the comments, but we really can stop right now. It's like everybody, look, drop a 1 in the chat if y'all want more questions. We got a little, yeah. Okay, I already knew it. I already knew what the answer was. 2 to 3. My next question. And I'm sure everybody probably deals with this, even myself, and I'm sure everybody would love to hear your take on it. Just as far as people around you before you came into the opportunity or before you got on the path to success, because, I think we all deal with a life before we come into this opportunity. Like we have, a friend group, people that we hang around that may not necessarily want success as bad as we do. So my question is, did you ever experience like having close friends or maybe even family that you had to distance yourself from or stop hanging around in order to become successful? And to what extent did you do it? Like, to what extent and like the time frame in which you had to separate yourself and to the point where you becoming successful was much more important than sustaining a relationship with the people that you may have necessarily needed to leave?
Yeah. I never went to any of them and said, I can't talk to you anymore. I never said that to any family member. I never said that to any of my frat brothers, line brothers. I never said, hey, man, look, you ain't going nowhere. I never said, hey, man, look, you holding me back. I never did that. What I did was I immersed myself in personal self-development. I immersed myself in the right environment with the right people. So now I changed. My language changed. What I was talking about changed. The way I dressed, that changed. The way I was thinking, that changed. So there was this natural separation that took place because oil and water can't mix.
Mm.
So both of us at one point, we were oil, but now I've transformed into life. I've transformed into water. We can't mix. But I never had to tell them, you know, we can't talk anymore. You know,
Right.
I gave every one of them an opportunity. I mean, I think you've been so blessed that, you know, your line brothers, people that, you know, our frat brothers, a lot of them, you know, they're some of your top earners today, right?
Right.
But that's not what happened for me. And I'm sure you've had even some of your other frat brothers still decide not to do the business. You know, some of your chapter brothers decide still not to do the business. But you guys are not talking about the same thing. You're talking about earning 20 million. They're talking about making $100,000 a year on the job.
Facts. Definitely.
You know, I love you. I will always care about you, but what are we talking about here? So I think if you focus on the personal growth and you focus on being in the right environment, making sure you're getting to the big events and you're changing, the natural separation that needs to take place for you to elevate, that will happen without you going to someone and telling them, hey man, I can't hang out with you no more.
Right. And just to expound on it, like, what would you say, like, how would you know that, like, you being around them, at what point would you know, like, you being around them isn't necessarily influencing you getting to the next level?
You know, I don't know if you've ever seen this, Bryce. There's a video of where Jay-Z is standing there, and you know, Rockefeller, a lot of the guys in Rockefeller are right next to him, and Jay-Z is just like this.
All right.
Have you seen that?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks just like disgusted.
Type of one in the chat if you've seen what I'm talking about. And he was just staring. And people have said, I think that was the moment he realized I got to get away.
Got to separate. Yeah.
Separate. So you're gonna know. They're gonna say something,
Facts.
and you're gonna look at them like you're gonna give them the Russell Westbrook. What? You know? So I can't tell you what it's real to be, but I promise you, they're gonna say something, they're gonna do something, and you're gonna be like, nah, bruh, I got to go.
Right. Nah, I definitely can relate. I'm sure a lot of us on this call, and if you can't relate, you want to, right? I think everybody, you know, especially when on your road to success, we all have that realization, like, yo, this is not a conversation for me anymore. And you know, just my next question is, like, do you believe that your business and your personal life need to mix, or do you think that you can keep them separate and still have massive success, massive results?
Well, it all depends. You know, it all depends on, you know, when you say personal relationship. You know, if you're married and you're working the business together, I mean, it's a personal relationship you have when you're working the business together. You know, if you got a girlfriend or, you know, your significant other, you know, and you guys are in a relationship, you guys are working the business together, then yeah, it's personal, but you guys are growing together, and you know, then obviously it's not going to be separate. You know, if it's the right relationship, I think that would be I think Rax and Ariel and some of the other couples it's a great example of watching two people work the business together and have a great relationship. So I think that's the dream for everybody that's probably on this call right now.
Right. Okay. let me just sum it up with these last two questions. For the first one, like, where do you see this opportunity this time next year? Like, where do you see us this time? Where do you see yourself? Where do you just see us this time next year in August of 2022?
2022 is the year of double. Whatever happens this year, whatever you close out this year, you should fully expect double next year. I 1000% believe that. I already got that word earlier this year of what 2022 is going to be. It's going to be the year of the double. That's it. It's going to be a double portion that is going to take place. That's my word for next year. Double the peace, double the joy, double the happiness, double the abundance, double the increase, double the portion, double the anointing, double the income, double the net worth. You know what I mean? That's what I see for next year. This company double. Yeah, we would already hit 1,000 chairmen by this time next year, for sure. For sure.
We need it.
Where I see myself, Bryce, is just, even closer to the ultimate goal that I have of impacting 1 billion people's lives and becoming a better person, becoming a better father and brother, and that's what I see. Becoming a greater leader, a more transcendent leader. More grace, more favor, more anointing, double all of that. That's what I see.
Right. Double. So everybody can really just look at where they are by the end of this year and multiply that times 2.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You make 1 million this year. It's gonna be 2. You make 2, it's gonna be 4. It's just gonna be double. Minimum double. That's what it is. Minimum.
That's contingent.
Some people will 10x and have astronomical success, but it's definitely gonna be double.
That's still contingent upon really putting in the effort, really paying the price, continuing to keep the faith, continuing to keep the belief, locked in on the goal, locked in on the vision.
Right.
And my last question is, and this is really just for everybody, between now and this time next year, or better yet, we got 5 months left in this year.
Mm-hmm.
What, outside of really focusing on, the overall goal of 400 chairmen, 1,000 chairmen, what should everybody really be focused on doing between now and the close out the end of this year?
Yeah. Number 1, shut out the noise. Number 1, you've got to shut out the noise and turn up the volume. Turn up the volume on what it is that you want. Shut out the noise of the past. Shut out the noise of what has not happened. Because just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not happening. Mm. There's a character building process that you have to go through, that you have to grow through, okay, in order for you to get to where it is that you want to go. So shut up the noise. That's number 1 of the past. Shut up the volume on the future, on what it is that you're speaking. Okay. Decide the amount of effort you're going to put into your business. Decide it, plan it out. This is what I'm going to do. This is the amount of effort I'm going to put into my business. And focus on that. Focus on the activity for the next 90 days, starting really August the 1st. I know it's the 18th right now, okay? But we've got the rest of this month. You got September, we got October. Make a decision of where you're going to be in Houston, Texas, walking across the stage. are you going to walk across the stage? Okay. My goal for this event, what I'm going to let the company know is I want every Platinum 1000 to walk across the stage. Are you going to be at least a Platinum 1000? Are you going to be a P2? Are you going to be a P5? Are you going to be a Chairman 10? I want to see every Platinum 1000. I just want you to just walk across the stage because I want you to experience touching that stage. Once you get a taste, once you get a sample, something, you want more of it. Those of you that walk across the stage at P1, P2, P5, I promise you, the next event, if you don't walk across the stage as a chairman right now, because you experienced that moment, you're gonna run like never before to make sure that the next big event, you're a Chairman 10. Okay, that's gonna be this event is gonna be all about recognition. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be a whole lot of training because you guys have got a lot of training over the last year, 2 years, 3 years. This is gonna be about celebrating the leaders. It's gonna be about celebrating you guys, the people that are out there making this thing really go. Okay, so I want you to make a decision. Write it down. This is what I'm walking the stage. Ariel Martin told me one time that you said at the very first I am one, I'm millennials. You said you had to be a P5 to be able to get on that stage, right? To be able to speak on that stage.
All right.
And she said, there's no way I was not going to be on that stage.
All right.
That's the decision that everybody that's on this call has got to make. Because, you know, Bryce, 400 chairmans, you know what I hear when I see 400 chairmans, when I hear that? It's 4,000 P1000s.
Right.
It's 4,000 P1000s. Okay. So it's shutting up the noise, number one. Turning up the volume on what it is that you want, writing it down. This is speaking only that. Deciding the effort that you're going to put in, the activity that you're going to put in. You've got some of the best coaches and mentors here that are teaching you what they did to get to where it is that they are and what they're doing right now. You guys see, I don't know if you guys know this, I'm doing 2 calls a day for the entire company, 12 noon Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. I'm going on a personal blitz right now. Just sponsor someone new today. Someone that, you know, I think I told about the business a long time ago, but hey, showing the plan. It just happens like that. Numbers are up. There's about 400 to 600 people getting on this call. Tomorrow, you guys are the first to know. Christopher Terry is going to be coming on the call tomorrow for the 6 o'clock call that we're going to do. So I'm driving up the activity right now. You're going to have to do the same exact thing. All right. And decide, what am I walking across the stage as in Houston, Texas? That I'm going to touch that stage. I'm touching that stage. Period in the story. I am touching that stage.
Let's go. Let's go. Well, look, man, I think everybody, y'all heard it here first. Y'all heard it here first. November 4th through the 6th, we will be in Houston, Texas. If you will be on that stage, go ahead and drop it in the chat. I will be on the stage. I will be on the stage. Platinum 1000s, Platinum 2000s, Platinum 5000s, of course, all of the chairmen and chairwomen on the stage in Houston, Texas. I think, like I said, I've said this before. I think everybody should get the experience of being on the stage. It's a different type of feeling. Trust me. Trust me.
But don't forget, we've got the biggest announcement. I believe, Bryce, you got the biggest announcement in Trade House history. Okay. September 1st, that's when you're going to drop it. So the next Trade House call is going to be on the 1st, which is a Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Today is Wednesday, right?
Absolutely.
Look at that. 2 weeks from now. I just love when things come together.
So 2 weeks from now, we reconvening.
Yes.
All right. And we will drop accept. Yeah, we're dropping the date. Well, I don't know if we're going to drop the date,
location,
but we're for sure going to drop the location
and the qualification for it.
The location and the qualification, you know, meaning you all would know exactly what's required to lock in a flight and a hotel It's either the Bahamas, Mexico, Dubai, Galveston, not Galveston, but one of those three, or maybe even something I haven't mentioned. So I will see everybody.
I saw Turks.
Yeah,
Turks and Caicos. That might be
Turks. That's a good. To be honest, I think I'm already locked in on one of the ones we already mentioned. But
somebody said Santorini. Santorini might be nice.
Santorini might be. Well, look, everybody, you heard David. Let's increase the activity over the course of these next 90 days. We got 5 months left in the year. Let's close it out the right way. And, we could even treat Dallas like December 31st. Dallas, like what are you shooting for? Where are you shooting to be?
Houston.
I'm sorry, Houston. Houston, where are you shooting to be by the time we get to Houston? November 4th through the 6th. Everybody should make it a point to say, hey, if I'm not going to just be on the stage, I'm going to make sure and I'm going to see to it that I help, this many people, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, hundreds of people get on that stage myself. David, love you, bro. I appreciate you always. Like you said, the year of double is amongst us. So everything that we want to happen, double in our life, let's go ahead and accomplish it specifically within the last 5 months. I'm going to see everybody at the top. 400 chairmen and chairwomen out of Trey House. It's done. Go ahead and flood the chats. Flood every chat that you're in. 400, 400, 400. Let's continue to remind the world exactly what we're shooting for. I'm going to see everybody later. Peace. Charlotte tomorrow. Let's go.